I'm damn near something you're not allowed to be as a radio host.
Disinterested?
No.
Apathetic?
No.
Silent?
Speechless.
Yeah, you're over there like chewing on your nails. You can't do speechless. I can't carry this S. You're the guy. You talk. I make noises and crack jokes and occasionally cuss. And then, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 5:58. You ask me if I want to do it again. I say yes. Shoot your shot, and I'll see you tomorrow.
You ever lying when you say yes?
Usually. Do I want to do it again?
Oh.
Of course. I love my job, but if you offer me like a paid day off and 2 rounds of golf at Olympic, yeah, I'll take that.
I forgot my frustration with the Giants. I forgot to keep going with our spelling bee game. You want to do another one real quick?
Sure. I hope the word is sucks.
No, but play the music, Randy. It's the semifinals of the National Spelling Bee, so we're testing dibs on major sports figures. Jeff Samardzija. Jeff.
Yeah.
Samardzija.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Jeff Samardzija used to pitch for the Giants.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Jeff Samardzija got tackled by Michael Morse.
Jeff Samardzija used to get tackled for a living when he played wide receiver at Notre Dame.
Samardzija. Samardzija. Samardzija.
Oh!
Did I get the Jay-Z wrong?
So close.
Hova.
I was going to say, yeah, you got the Jay-Z wrong.
Man. Samardzija.
By the way, you didn't spell Jeff.
We're not doing first names.
Those have
G-O-F-F.
Exactly.
It's
No.
Thank you.
You had it. S-A-M-A-R-D-Z. You had it up to then. And then it's I-J-A.
I-J-A. I think I went J-I-A.
You did.
Gia. Samardzija.
That's actually perfect
Italian.
to bring up Jay-Z. Gia.
Yep.
Sorry. 0 for 2.
Jay-Z, I got 99 problems, and the Giants are all of them. It's a transition right there.
All right. If you're just joining us, the Giants have been swept by the Diamondbacks again. The final score today, 3-2. Giants led the game for much of the way, 2-0, courtesy of a Luis Adames 2-run single. I think in the 4th inning. Things got a little bit off the rails after that. They worked through it. Close game. Diamondbacks take a 3-2 lead. 8th inning, Willy Adames with a 1-out double to left. It was courtesy of the left fielder for Arizona. It was just a fly ball down the left field line. Lost it in the sun, hit him in the chest, turned into a double. Next batter, Luis Adames, base hit left center field, just out of the reach of the center fielder. So Adames had to hold up to see if it would fall. Once it fell, he got on his horse. Get on your horse. But the ball's already on its way to the infield before Adames touches third base. Hector Borg sends him. He's out by a mile. 2 pitches later, Adames is picked off of second base. All of this with Casey Schmidt either in the on-deck circle or in the batter's box. Giants run their way right out of the ball game and right out of town. I was at both Saturday and Sunday's ball games. If you had told me on my way to the car with a Grogu bobblehead and 18 runs scored over the last 2 games that they were about to get swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks, I'd have bet you a lot. But this has arrived at such a level of frustration because I think everybody can see where there are sort of roster warts, roster misconstruction. But too often what's also happening with this team is they take those warts, which means that they don't have a lot of wiggle room to make mistakes, and then they make them, a lot of them. And so this is a combination of a roster with holes combined with constant mistakes. It's just a constant flow. And this is where I'm forced to meet you halfway because I've defended the situations of Tony Vitello all year long. But we're also dealing with a team right now that unfortunately he is in charge of and is just not buttoned up. We got people not hustling. We got people rounding third when they shouldn't.
Don't know how many outs there are.
you're getting picked off in situations. You like the whole thing. The whole thing. You know what I mean? The pitch, like Trevor McDonald, is a young pitcher, and I think he's been really good. I'm not sure what exactly happened. A couple times in the middle of this game, he didn't have what I would call a wild pitch. He uncorked a couple of pitches that if Daniel Susac had 3 arms, he wouldn't have been able to reach. I don't know what that, like if the ball slipped or what. I mean, we're talking. What
just a bit outside.
Like you hit the ball, dog.
Right.
Like what the hell? Where are you throwing the baseball? Home plate's over there.
Yeah, it happens. But there was a couple wild.
There
was a couple wild misses for sure.
You're in Philadelphia trying to defend a lead. This is going all the way back to the Patrick Bailey era. You're calling the same pitch 9 times in a row till somebody whacks it into right field for a game-tying knock. There's just too much. You're asking too much of the fans right now.
Right. And
to stick with you.
So just look at the late game today where Adames shouldn't have run, third base coach messed up, and Arraez gets picked off. The lead he had, and I was showing you during the break, I encourage you all to look at the highlight of Arraez getting picked off because the catcher does this slapping motion with the glove to the pitcher like, dude, Ginkle, throw to second, pick him off.
Yeah, he's got him.
And he was like dead to rights on the pickoff, but it's the one that I don't think we've talked about yet. Matt Gage comes in to replace McDonald, and Corbin Carroll hits a little nubber, and Gage saunters over to get it and just can't bend over quick enough, and it trickles through like a croquet ball going through a wicket, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out instead of second and third with 2 outs. Next guy, Perdomo, sac fly. Arizona's got the lead, unearned run, and that's your ball game. That's your ball game, buttoned up.
How much of this do you put on Tony? I mean, I think I've made my position pretty clear. 707 just texted in. This is a completely fair point. At some point, Giants players have to take accountability for not playing like professionals and playing like little leaguers. You can't put that on Tony. I totally agree. Like even take, let's just spotlight the play you're talking about. Luis Adames. You get picked off. You're in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th of a 1-run game with your best hitter at the plate. Like, is that not buttoned up and therefore a reflection of Tony, or did a 30-plus-year-old veteran big leaguer just do something ridiculous? And I guess you could nod your head to both. But most of the time when I'm looking at what's going on with Giants baseball this year, I feel bad for the position that Tony's in. I don't think he's been perfect, far from it. I think that some of his learning curve was predictable. There are definitely some things that I'd love to see him do differently, but I also am giving him some space and some rope because he's a rookie manager who's never done this before, and I think he brings some things to the table. So you can put however much you want on him. I do think the majority of what has unfolded this year and frustrated Giants fans is either player-driven or front office-driven. Does not make Tony completely perfect, but I do not put a lot of what we're watching on Tony Vitello.
Ultimately, the buck stops with Tony Vitello. You're the manager. And when you have Willy Adames not know how many outs there are, he's supposed to know how many outs there are, but that's a sign of your team not being buttoned up. Your veteran gets picked off a second when there's no business for you having a 15-foot lead or even bigger. Where are you going to go? You're not stealing third with 2 outs. Get close to the base. Don't even make a pickoff a possibility with 2 outs. You mentioned it earlier. You're going on contact.
Yep.
So as the pitcher winds and delivers, you're going to take your secondary lead anyway and get to 20 feet off the base. They're not going to snap throw down to second and get you. So where are you going? That's a mental mistake. All these mental mistakes, as they continue to add up, to me, that does fall on the doorstep of the manager. And we talk about Steve Kerr, and one of the big bones of contention this offseason was the organization wants him to cut down on the turnovers. And you're Steve, and you're thinking, yeah, 16 a game is too many. Am I supposed to, yell at Draymond every time he turns it over?
That's the question, I think, that I'd love to dig into a little bit more. Yeah, Grandy, what's up?
I know we're up against it, but really quick, I know you were wondering if Tony Vitello was asked specifically about Borg, not just what happened on the play. Our very own Ken Luttrell covering the game down at Oracle today. I asked him, he was there for the postgame, and he said no one specifically asked Tony Vitello about Hector Borg and what happened there.
I'm not going to, listen, I wasn't there, so I'm not gonna fire on the assembled media when I wasn't in the room, and I don't know the vibe of what's been said and what's taking place. But that is surprising to me that his name did not come up in the post-game press conference. It feels like a question that needs to be asked right now,
and it feels like something that Tony should be addressing this.
I don't even know if that's Tony's call. That's the other thing. I don't even know how that works. I've never worked around a team before that's had to question the status of a base coach in the middle of the year. I got no idea.